Khloe Kardashian is getting candid about a time that she attacked her ex-husband for cheating on her and ended up tearing up her knuckles after teaching him a lesson.
Knocked on the door, they answered it for some reason, and I just started going ballistic. My knuckles were all bloody and gross, and I just had bandanas wrapped around. I was on theme.
Nick Carter is making headlines for all the wrong reasons because another 20-year-old accusation is tainting his reputation. Jojo Siwa has everyone in the UK uncomfortable as she's seemingly cheating on her partner with another reality star, Chris Hughes.
There's definitely something more going on with them two.
And finally, Kourtney Kardashian really knows how to gross people out.
What the helly? What the helly, Kourtney?
Let's get into Khloe Kardashian. Now, I don't know why Kourtney is doing this press tour right now to talk about Lamar, but it is getting messy. Maybe they had a falling out since they re-met on the show, but something happened because now she is not holding back and she's telling the world exactly how bad he was. She was on Call Her Daddy and she spoke about how she became ballistic towards Lamar. I mean, they were married and she would constantly find him cheating. She actually detailed a story where she tracked Lamar down and some woman he was with to a motel in downtown LA. I mean, classy, right? I can't imagine like being married to a Kardashian and they just aren't satisfied. I mean, I guess maybe being with someone who's like so busy and so focused on themselves, maybe it's difficult and he's looking for love elsewhere, but I don't know, it seems pretty sad. Like Khloe seems like she's got it all, so I don't know why he would be taking some, girl down the street to downtown LA in a motel. Not a motel. She looked through the window because again, we are at a motel when she got there, and she saw in the window that's him and the girl. They were either naked or she was in lingerie. Khloe says she knocked on the door and for some reason Lamar and the woman who he was with opened it up and she completely lost her mind. That is pretty stupid. I mean, if you're up to no good, why are you gonna go and get up and not even look through the window before you go and confront your wife with your friend? And I'm sure his lady friends knew exactly what was up because he's married to Khloe Kardashian, so everyone knows this family. Starting a business can feel like you're wearing a dozen hats at once. Branding, tech, marketing, shipping. That's why millions of entrepreneurs turn to Shopify. Shopify is the #1 commerce platform behind 10% of all US e-commerce. Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/Sloan. All lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Sloan. That's shopify.com/Sloan.
I saw in the window that him and this girl were either naked or she was in lingerie, something like that. I knocked on the door. They answered it for some reason, and I just started going ballistic. Yeah, and I remember the next day it was
also old Khloe. Remember Khloe with Lamar? Could we put up an old picture of her? Because that type of Khloe, no one wants to fight her. She's gonna take you down. Nowadays, I don't really, I think I can see Khloe, trying to like square up a little bit. She could do her little 1-2. But back then, I mean, remember when the purse situation? I mean, she would get into it with her sisters, and I'm sure she taught him a lesson.
I think Penelope's birthday party, and it was a cowboy party, and my knuckles were all bloody and gross, and I just had bandanas wrapped around. I was on theme, and I acted as if nothing ever happened, and I don't think I ever said a thing.
I mean, we do not support any type of like domestic violence at all, and it's interesting to see her talk about this story with a smile, but it sounds like she beat his ass. In another bizarre moment, we had Khloe talk about these cheating scandals and also reveal that Kim Kardashian knew both that Lamar and Tristan Thompson were cheating on Khloe before Khloe did. I don't know why Kim has that intel, maybe because so many people know her and she's the most popular one. It seems a little bizarre that Kim is aware before she is. Lamar has actually opened up about this incident where Khloe left with her hands all bloodied. She said Khloe was walking in on him and some girl doing some stuff in a motel. He said one of the darkest places, rock bottom. Khloe shares that she's in a better place now, so she's not dependent on these men, but she did have some words for Tristan, and here's what she had to say.
Do you think that now looking back, did the first cheating hurt, or was the second one worse?
I think the first one hurt the most because I was pregnant.
Then she got, I guess, used to it. I mean, Tristan has cheated on her so many times and they continue to have kids. I mean, they had a kid not that long ago
because I was
together.
pregnant. But also, I didn't get to sit with my feelings enough for the first one. I gave birth less than 48 hours later after the first cheating scandal happened with Tristan.
Do you remember? I remember when her daughter was born and it was making headlines. I mean, actually, I believe, it was Tristan. Tristan was spotted at a hookah bar in Arlington, Virginia, because I lived pretty close to that area at some point. And I don't know why he was there, but he was with a bunch of women. And it was around this exact time when she gave birth.
And I don't know if this sounds right, but it's what I can think to say is that I don't even think I was able to process everything that happened because I think if I maybe was 6 months pregnant and that happened, I probably would have walked away and never went back. But because I gave birth less than 2 days later, and then you sort of...
What like a jerk of him to go and cheat on his wife, who they're both very public, and he's nowhere to be found when she's giving birth. It just sounds like a terrible situation. What a bad guy.
I buried my head in the sand and I was like, I just want to have this bliss that I always dreamed of and have a brand new baby and have the daddy here. And I think who wouldn't, but it's really, when you've never been in that position, it's really easy to judge and to say things. I only did the best that I knew how. And I think the worst part of that experience was how much I let down my younger sister.
Let's get into Nick Carter. Now, I am not a fan of Nick Carter. He has tried to come after me plenty of times, and his wife hates me. I know that for a fact. So I actually usually steer clear, but I feel like this is an important story to talk about. Nick Carter is being sued by a woman who says that she was harmed by him and infected with a bunch of diseases by him. Her name is Laura Penley, and she claims that she was harmed by him multiple times. In the lawsuit, she claims she met Nick when she was 19 years old back in 2004. They started banging for a couple weeks, meeting up at an LA apartment to hang out and to do you know what. She says she asked him to wear unit protection, but he refused and told her he was clean. Ew, this story sounds so icky, but I mean, if Laura was violated by this man, she's gotta go and speak her truth.
Nick Carter is facing more legal trouble. The Backstreet Boys singer has been accused of in transferring sexually transmitted diseases by a woman named Lauren Penley, according to documents obtained by People magazine. In the lawsuit, per People, Penley alleges that she met Carter, who is the older brother to the late Aaron Carter, in 2004 when she was around 19, and they began having a consensual sexual relationship for several weeks. During this time, she alleges that she asked Carter to wear a condom, but he refused, claiming he was, quote, clean from STDs.
Now, the timing is interesting because we are currently in 2025 and we're talking about an incident in 2005, which I was like, was I around then? Yes, I was, but I don't remember that year. A little bit too far back for me. Anyways, she says that she came over once in early 2005 and told Nick that she didn't want to do it, but she says he responded by telling her the only reason she was there was for that. So it doesn't sound like, Nick's much of a ladies' man. He's like, you know why you're here, right? I'm not trying to get to know you. Again, this is all according to Laura. She says that Nick picked her up off the ground, threw her onto his bed, bent her over to the side of the bed, and then did you know what? The worst that you could imagine. And she claims that Nick told her to keep it a secret because no one would believe her. She says a couple months later, he apologized and asked to see her again. Now, Nick's legal team is responding, saying they don't know who Laura is and that he's never done anything with this woman. They claim that Laura has a documented history of financial and legal trouble and has filed for bankruptcy and has been sued for fraud. So they're saying that she's just making this all up, which it is interesting to hear the timeline of this because we've heard about Nick allegations before and they typically happen within these early 2000s. What if starting your business didn't feel so overwhelming? Because let's be honest, it's not just about having a great idea. It's designing the site, writing the copy, running the emails, shipping the product. It's a lot, but that's exactly where Shopify comes in. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world, from massive brands like Mattel and Gymshark to solo creators and first-time entrepreneurs. In fact, 10% of all e-commerce in the US runs through Shopify. It starts with design. Shopify gives you access to hundreds of ready-to-use templates so you can build a beautiful online store that matches your brand. Then it actually helps you grow with AI tools that can write product descriptions, generate headlines, and even enhance your product photos. Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/Sloan, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Sloan. That's shopify.com/Sloan. Let's get into Tokyo Toni. Now, Tokyo Toni is the mother of Black China. So she's actually related to the Kardashian family in a way because her granddaughter is the only child with the Kardashian last name because of Rob's last name. He's the guy, so he got to claim it. So she's going to be the last standing Kardashian dream wheel, and Tokyo Toni is her grandmother. And I wonder what kind of influence Tokyo's going to have on her, because recently she's been acting crazy online. She'll post anything on TikTok. She recently had this weird roommate friend situation. It almost seemed like a love interest that turned sour. Tokyo Toni thought it would be a good idea to invite a stray fan to live with her, an idea that exploded in her face when the two women began throwing blows. Okay, Tokyo Toni, why are you letting this stray fan sleep in your own room? I mean, I watched the video and she was she was sleeping on the couch, letting the fan sleep in the bedroom. Questionable behavior. Tokyo Toni says the woman posed as a fan and a music producer who was down and out and needed to get back on her feet. But then Tokyo Toni went on live and said she caught the woman in a bunch of lies and kicked her out, only to come home soon and to find her place busted. This woman came and destroyed everything.
Look what she did. She tore my house up. She busted the back window out. Yeah, she used the vacuum to bust the back window out.
She used the vacuum to bust the door. Why is the vacuum outside?
Stole my jewelry box. Stole my safe. Knocked this over. Took all my shades. All my glasses. See, she got me. All my shit. Stole all my shit. No, the big crazy in my house. As soon as we left. When you're trying to help people.
She's got a big house.
You don't know that's a mental. So far, we had about at 98,000 that she took out of here. I'll fall back for a couple days, to relax the nerves. That's all.
So you're saying that there's $98,000 worth of stolen goods? I mean, what does she have in her house? Not buying it. Tokyo Toni ended up confronting the woman who happened to be lingering in the area, sketchy, and the two began punching each other, but for totally different reasons. Now, the woman claims that she told Tokyo Toni that she did not want to get intimate with her. She did not want to go down on her, and that is why they started to feud. But at the end of the day, I mean, Tokyo's house looks like a crime scene, so who's gonna pay for that? Let's get into Kourtney Kardashian and her crumble cookie. Now, I'm not a big fan of crumble cookie because it's a little bit too sweet for me, but fans are not liking what Kourtney Kardashian put out. Each of the Kardashian sisters had their signature cookie in a collection of 6 that fans were able to go and buy. Comment below, did you go and try them? I want to know what they taste like, honestly. I mean, I just can't believe that a Kardashian Jenner even ate one before. I want to see that on camera. Then maybe I'll try it. Well, Kourtney is known for her healthy living, and I guess her cake or cookie is like a gluten-free cookie, and it's also free of refined sugar. Unfortunately, it sounds like those are the best things that are in a cookie, so neither of those are going to be included. Over the past week, the cookies have been going viral, but for all the wrong reasons, because fans cannot get over how bad Kourtney's cookie is. And I almost wonder if this is intentional to get people talking.
This is horrible. Now.
It really does smell like dirt.
Also, why are they all cookies and then hers is in a cup? Oh, wow.
the helly? What the helly, Kourtney? Ew. Ugh.
Let's get into Jojo Siwa. Now, people are opinionated when it comes to JoJo on Celebrity Big Brother, and it makes sense. One thing that JoJo is good at is television. I mean, she was raised on reality TV, and her buddy Chris Hughes has gotten very touchy recently. Keep in mind that JoJo said she's a lesbian. At least she said that before. And she does have a girlfriend who identifies as non-binary. I'm going to keep it all, let's do it by the notes. I'm trying to go down. Okay, non-binary. Got that? Check. But Chris Hughes is a man. And it seems like JoJo might have a little bit of attraction to him. Maybe she's a little confused right now. The 32-year-old Love Island contestant and the 21-year-old Dance Mom star have been developing a friendship, quite a friendship, during their time in the house. Oh, I guess this article reports that JoJo's not, I'm sorry, she's not lesbian. She's pansexual in 2021, and she does have a relationship with Kath Ebbs, who is non-binary. So I guess it's described as a partnership that they have. JoJo has been spotted snuggling next to Chris, who at one point was stroking her back, prompting trolls to taunt Kath in the Instagram comments. With comments like, Chris and JoJo are the UK's favorite couple right now, or JoJo is publicly cheating on you on live television. Imagine all the other things happening behind closed doors, which you guys need to calm down. I'm sure Kath is already stressed out watching it happen. The comments aren't making it easier.
JoJo! Have you learned nothing?
What?
We all get in situations where we can't help how we feel for someone, but she has got a partner and there's a lot of flirting going on. I don't know if I'm reading into this, but guys, can you help me out here? Am I being delusional? There's definitely something more going on with them two. I thought Chris and Ella were going to have something going on, but did you see that hand?
It seems like JoJo and Chris's friendship, is what we're going to call it right now, actually really started because she got into a feud with Mickey Rourke. He is another celebrity who's there, and he's made some really nasty comments. He eventually got himself kicked out, not because of JoJo, but in general, because the guy is offensive. And he even at one point stated that he could turn JoJo straight, which, Mickey, it might not be you, maybe Chris, but not you. But actually, JoJo's girlfriend responded to Mickey and JoJo's interaction on her Instagram or on her TikTok. So here's a video of Kath, who is right now JoJo's partner, until we see what happens in the Big Brother house.
He asks her if she's into boys or girls. She answers that she is gay. He then proceeds to tell her that he's going to turn her straight if he's in the house long enough. She shuts it down. Once she shuts it down, he says he's going to tie her up.
You just heard Jojo Siwa's partner, Kath, speaking out against Mickey Rourke.
Ew, this is like such a sick scene. So I guess like in the Big Brother house, which I would love to be on that show one day, they had a challenge, I guess you could call it, where they all had to pretend they were cats. They had to dress and behave like cats for the day. They were even given litter trays, litter boxes. Oh God, makes me gag just thinking about the smell right now. Got my neighbor's dogs barking over here because we're talking about cats. We just need to move on. But there was a weird moment where JoJo actually took it a little bit too seriously. I guess JoJo peed and Chris watched her pee in the tray before going over to inspect the soiled tray on his hands and knees, which actually issued a warning from the Big Brother house because, hey guys, like, we understand that you love this challenge, but you can use the toilets. Like, we're also a business. We can't be having people just like pee and poo everywhere, and it sounds like an infection breeding ground.
It's bad. Can you block the door?
Yeah.
And then I'll have a little wee. Don't tell anyone I've weed though, all right?
Go for it.
Well, wait a minute, because you're giving me stage fright.
Well, close your eyes.
Close my eyes. Hang on.
I mean, stage fright from her or all the cameras pointing at you?
Oh my God, I have weed. Oh my God. Look at it, look at it, look at it. Look at it.
I'm just gonna, okay, hold on. There we go, you ready?
Yeah.
Set?
Yeah. Right, let's go.
Ew, what is she going through her shorts? Like, I am disgusted, and it seems like the whole world was. They were branded as attention seeking. One person said, the disgusting thing about actually using those litter trays is that some poor underpaid employee will have to go from the production team backstage and clean that out. Chris and Jojo are inconsiderate savages, which that is so true. I can't imagine, like, who's going to clean that up? Are you going to? Jojo and Chris are peeing on a prop. Disgusting. This isn't entertainment. It's foul. So Chris's ex-girlfriend Olivia Atwood actually chimed in, and she had something to say. She said, the internet, there's two ways that this is going. I mean, there could be feelings here, but I also want to remind you that Chris knows how to play a game. She's got a ton of followers, and he may be trying to link up with her for clout. And I think Olivia would know best. Let's get into Miley Cyrus's family drama. Now, you guys may remember that at one point, Tish and her daughter Noah dated the same man. They both slept with him and dated him for some time, even though he was 52 and she's in her 20s. It's a weird relationship these two have, and it doesn't seem like they shy away from anything. I mean, this headline is weird. Tish Cyrus gushes over daughter Noah's fiance. Love triangle 2.0. Maybe out here in Hollywood, everyone just shares. Even the family shares. Which it does remind me, I always think, Justin Bieber is the person who slept with the most Kardashians, right? I wonder who out there has done it with the most. He's done, I think, everyone but Khloe, right? And Rob, of course. I wonder why he would skip over Khloe. But back to the Cyruses, because Tish Cyrus may have smoothed things over with her daughter Noah after the whole man-stealing speculation. But this article reports that, let's be real, it kind of feels like she's tiptoeing on thin ice again. Noah was recently talking about her fiance Pincus on Tish's podcast, Sorry, We're Cyrus, which, why does she have a podcast? I mean, Billy Ray, we grew up with him on Hannah Montana, but Tish, I feel like she was always a stay-at-home mom type. I don't need to hear anything from her, but comment below if you're an avid listener. Maybe she's, getting numbers. Who knows? But the reaction is that Tish was gushing over Pincus, maybe a little bit too much, saying, I love him, like it was nothing. Noah even straight up said that she was shook when she found out her mom had been name dropping her man on the regular in the past podcast episodes. So I guess Tish has been talking about Pincus for quite a while, and maybe she's got a little bit of a crush. Noah, you need to watch out, because you and your mother, you like to steal each other's men. It's a weird dynamic. If there was a hint to be taken, Tish totally missed it, because she just kept on rattling off all the reasons why she adores Pincus. Sweet, driven, respectful, and so on. Tell us how you really feel, Tish.
That's in the next. It's really cute because my fiance and my mom are really close, and I
really close. Wow, how close?
Love that so much, because my past boyfriends, my mom has not been close with. Well, my first one, you tried. You tried to be there.
Yeah, I did.
And then the rest were just plane crash. But we
got through it.
We got through it, and now I'm with a nice little German man.
He is a man.
He is a man.
Honestly, it's one of the things I love about him. It's not even funny. Honestly, girls, producers, how much do y'all talk about Pincus?
When I found out that she talks about him on this show all the time,
It's insane.
I was like,
Noah looks so different, doesn't she?
what? You talk about him on your show?
I love him so much. And honestly, I just talk about he is a man, and he is so he's just respectful and driven and sweet. And honestly, I think he is perfect.
Me too.
He is so awesome.
Yeah.
And I could not be happier that you are with him.
Me too.
Yeah, he is really amazing.
I know.
I love him so much.
Me
and I
too.
miss him when he's not here.
Ugh, me too.
Yeah.
Her comments raise a few eyebrows, especially when you remember the drama from over a year ago when there were rumors that Tish snatched her now hubby Dominic right from under Noah's nose. That is even weirder to think that they are married now. But right now, the two are tighter than ever, and Tish is just happy her daughter finally found her happily ever after. Which she's still so young, she can figure herself out. But they are engaged, so looks like they're headed towards marriage. Let's get into Michelle Trachtenberg. Now, I still can't get over the fact that we have lost Michelle. She is so young, and it looks like the cause of her death is complications with diabetes. Now, even though we do have this update on the cause of death, it does not disclose whether she ever had like type 1 or type 2 diabetes, but her death is considered natural, meaning that the investigation into Michelle's passing is closed at this point. Her mother found her unresponsive after spending the night at her New York City apartment earlier this year. Paramedics were called, but they pronounced her dead at the scene. Now, we did learn that Michelle had a liver transplant in the lead up to her death, and according to the Health and Resources Services Administration, about 20% of liver transplants in 2023 were done on patients with fatty liver disease, a condition which is linked to diabetes and obesity. Now, you may remember Michelle from Nickelodeon projects like The Adventures of Pete and Pete and Harriet the Spy. Her family declined to have an autopsy done on her body, citing religious reasons after she passed. Well, I'm glad that she is now resting in peace and that her family understands what happened, and I'm just sending love to their family and anyone who has recently lost someone in their lives. So sending you guys love and support and prayers, because losing someone is so difficult. So my heart's with you. Let's get into Cassie and Diddy. We're going to be staying on top of all of the details going on in Diddy's case, and it looks like Diddy wants to have all the records that Cassie has, even though the judge is not going to allow that, but she will allow Diddy to see her book. Now, the book is actually a crucial piece of evidence, because when Cassie settled, she had a threat of releasing this book. So now that we're here at this point in the investigation, the judge thinks it's, it makes sense to go and include it as evidence, because they agreed that she would not release the book. She would get paid like $30 million and the book goes away. But no, now we're getting it. Now, this all started when Diddy sent a subpoena to Cassie's team on March 19th, demanding that she turns over all of her memoirs, her autobiographies, her diaries, and they also wanted to get some like bank statements and things like that. Way too much information. So of course Cassie's lawyers were like, hold up, no, you're not getting all this. This article reports that Mark, Diddy's lawyer, claimed that Cassie had told Diddy that she had written a book about him that he could catch and kill for 30 mil. Mark claimed that back in September that Cassie had her lawyer call Diddy's lawyer on a recorded line informing him that she had written a book about their relationship and that she planned to publish it. Mark also claimed that Cassie indicated to Diddy that he could buy the rights to the book for $30 million to prevent it from being published. The thing is, Mark claims that Diddy didn't really love the alleged offer. He claims that Cassie switched lawyers and her new attorney told Diddy in November 2023 that the book was no longer important because a civil case was going to be filed. And that's what ended up getting him to settle. Cassie ended up suing Diddy for these things, and the day after they had reached a settlement. So the lawsuit was pulled, but the feds got a hold of it, and now she's one of their key witnesses. So I guess she got the money and she's still getting justice. So good for her. I believe Diddy currently has 4 different lawyers working for him, and he wants more. That's telling you something if he knows he needs more lawyers, because he's actually recruiting one right now, a guy that represented Young Thug in court. Georgia attorney Brian Steele wants to be admitted to practice law in the Southern District of New York so he could help defend Diddy at trial. Brian is known for repping Young Thug and his YSL RICO case. Diddy is targeting Brian to join his growing legal team, and it's interesting because sources first went and told the media that Diddy was looking for a black female attorney to join his team, but instead Brian is the candidate they're going with. Diddy's defense team has been doing some shuffling recently, with attorney Anthony Rico jumping ship back in February because he realized that he could not go and defend, in my opinion, a guilty man.
Do you know how bad of a person you have to be if your lawyer, who was literally Osama bin Laden's lawyer, someone who's been practicing his entire life to defend criminals, quits? And then when the public asks, hey, why did you quit this case? The lawyer says, I quit because of necromancy. This is the same lawyer who represented a literal terrorist, somebody who at one point was probably the most notorious person on the entire planet. And that same lawyer is looking at P. Diddy's case and saying, I can't do it.
Now, I try to look up necromancy. It's the practice of summoning and communicating with the spirits of the dead, often to gain knowledge about the future or to influence the course of events. Ooh, if you guys have that power, can you please manifest some goodness over here? Oh, I love that. Kind of looks a little spook though. A little spook, you know. Comment below if you know what this stuff is. How do you say it?
Necromancy.
Necromancy. Word of the day. The practice of communicating with the dead. Okay, they could have said that from the jump. Yeah, we'll pass on that one. But Brian is trying to join the team. He's done quite the job for a young thug. He's good on camera. He's good in the courtroom. You know, a lot of these big time attorneys, they're also kind of like actors in their own right. Like they have to go and give this performance, and that's what Diddy's longing for.
Diddy had just recently tried to have his trial delayed by 2 weeks, but the judge just denied it, saying Diddy was actually trying to have the trial delayed by 2 months. And Diddy went to court today with a whole brand new attitude because he was caught blowing kisses to the crowd, but that probably didn't last very long. And his happy attitude, I'm sure, quickly got shot down because the judge automatically said that he was denying Diddy's request for a postponement of this trial.
Let's get into Gene Hackman. I feel so bad for Gene because every time we get an update, we see how badly in shape he and his wife Betsy were. Dead rodents and their nests were scattered across 8 detached outbuildings on Gene Hackman and his wife's property in Santa Fe, New Mexico. They conducted an environmental assessment back in March, 1 week after Gene was found dead in the same house. And it looks like they died from HPS, which is caused by hantavirus, which also can come from rodents. The deadly disease spreads through rat and mouse urine and droppings, and often picked up when someone's cleaning out attics or basements. In their case, it looks like the mess was found in 3 garages, 2 casitas, and 3 sheds on their property. A live rodent, a dead rodent, and rodent nests were found in the 3 detached garages. There's also 2 vehicles on the property that show signs of rodents, so it sounds like their entire estate was infested. Investigators even discovered live traps set up in the outbuildings, suggesting that they knew that this was a problem. Since their death, the rare hantavirus has actually sparked fear, and 3 more people have gotten sick from the disease in Northern California and Mammoth. Oh, Mammoth Lakes. They have nice skiing there. I've always wanted to go skiing there. Betsy called a medical concierge service on February 12th, just a day before officials confirmed her death. Gene passed away on February 17th or 18th due to heart disease and advanced Alzheimer's.
500 body cam videos, more than 700 photos. The startling new police images show a house frozen in time, a messy, cluttered bathroom, a bathtub filled with boxes, and scattered medication.
You guys look up those pills to see if there's some sort of thyroid medication.
We also see the death investigation unfold in real time.
I just want to make sure it's not like a gas leak.
Deputies go room to room and discover the Oscar winner's body in the mudroom of his Santa Fe home.
Feet. Oh, I see feet too. We see feet over here.
And this heartbreaking moment.
He's guarding her.
The dog?
Yeah, he seems pretty friendly.
The couple's beloved German Shepherd watching over the partially mummified body of Hackman's wife Betsy in the bathroom where she was found.
I want to hear what you guys think of all the topics we covered in today's video. I still feel so bad for Gene Hackman, but you know what? Hopefully they're resting in peace. None of he's got a few different children. None of them are getting any of the estate because there's a clause where he died and then his wife died. So it's all going to go to charity, which, you know, good for the charity. What else we talk about? Also, oh, Nick Carter. Can you imagine? I feel like Nick Carter's going to come harass me after this, but you know what? It's news. It's out there. Like, get over it. You don't need to go text my dad. It's so, like, laughable, honestly. But, thank you guys for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in next week's episode. Bye, guys.